So I got asked a few months ago to coach an elite prospect camp. You're probably like, what does that even mean, Gutters? And what are you going to be doing coaching a prospect camp?
Go for the win.
You have him! You have him! Yes! Yes! Let's go!
These kids don't know how to run flats.
Catch the fucking ball! And we have 3 rocks! NASCAR, 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 NASCAR!
Yo, they're just running mesh wheel the entire game.
Line up! Line up! Line up!
It's abuse.
First things first, I was coaching 13U for a while now. I know a lot of people that follow this channel probably have known that by now, but last year I coached a 13U ball club. We went undefeated. We won our championship for it. It was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun to also give back to the community and be a part of something that I've never really been a part of in my entire life, where I'm kind of in something that I have no ties to. With that being said, I kind of was doing something last year where I didn't know any of the kids going into it. I didn't know any of the families going into it. I knew none of the coaches, and I kind of just volunteered, and I ended up being one of the coaches. So I made good friends with this coach. His name is Myron, as you'll hear going forward. And he wanted to bring me on to this elite prospect day, which was in July. He asked me this in like April, and I was like, yeah, sure. It's over July 4th. It was a 3-day event. Started on Friday, Saturday, and then the final game was on Sunday. On Friday, what we were supposed to do was go in and pretty much established practice right away with our squads. There was a burgundy squad and there was a white squad, and I got to coach the burgundy squad. So I pretty much took that by the reins on day one. Now, the problem was this is in Delaware. That is 2 hours away from my crib. So that means every single day I was driving 4 hours to get there and back. Was it the end of the world? No, I enjoyed driving. It wasn't that bad, but I accidentally got there 4 hours early. When you have nothing to do for 4 hours, it can be damning. So this is where we're in Delaware now. I'm at the event. All the younger kids are apparently first, and then the older kids are later. I'm coaching the older kids. They're like 14 to 15 years old, whatever. We are in a practice facility for the Sixers. This doesn't actually start until 6 o'clock for me. So I'm here 4 hours early for what I need to be at, which is fine. I can figure out things to do. They have a really cool big ass weight room, so I hope I can get in there somehow. But not looking great, not looking great. 4 hours early. Normally it's like, oh, 2 hours, you can kill 2 hours. We have the 76ers stuff here. We have the world champion banners right here. But they have like a whole like little stadium stands and everything, and there's stuff up there where like kids are just looking at me right now. So pretty dope all around. Yeah, 4 hours early, just diabolical stuff. This is like their practice facility, whatever. So this is where a lot of the indoor practicing is gonna happen. I will say one thing though, is it is like so, like it's hot outside. It's 102 degrees outside. It is even hotter inside. It feels like the air is so thick in here that I'm not looking forward to it. If you're looking just at like the weight room that I'm trying to get into right now, like the weight room is kind of toughy, but I don't know how to get in. So like that's kind of my bigger problem right now. So we'll figure that out. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. Would it be crazy if I went and I worked out on this field right here? It's 103 degrees. I've been in worse. I have to be presentable later. So like if I were to come out, I'd sweat my dick off and probably smell awful. The field's nice. I'll show you. Hold on, let me flip the camera. Like the field isn't bad, but just to like get some reps, you know, like I'm thinking about it because I can't get in that goddamn weight room. I want to do something. 4 hours. Obviously, it was a cool place. The 76ers practice there, or their G League team, whatever it is. They end up playing there. That's pretty cool. Now, the thing is, it also was 100 degrees outside. So even inside, comparatively to outside, it was hot as hell. Like I'm talking, it was like 102 degrees that day. But nonetheless, we were able to get some solid work done. Now, with that being said, one thing I realized really early on when coaching kids that I haven't been working with for months and months and months, I did have 3 of my kids that did come and do this, that I coached this season. But outside of that, it was all new kids from Delaware, Virginia, PA. There were kids coming from all over the East Coast pretty much to play in this tournament. Some of the best 15-year-olds pretty much in the entire tournament itself. So it was pretty dope. It's a pretty cool opportunity. But with that being said, there's a lot of things that they don't know that I teach was kind of hard. A lot of these kids come from wing T offenses. They come from running the wishbone. They come from running the I formation. There's not a lot of heavy pass concept, quick game stuff I like to get out. So So as much as I would love to go from doubles to trips right off of one single word, it makes it a lot harder. So I have to kind of dumb everything down for these kids.
Okay, the next concept we're gonna do is we're gonna do a dagger. You know what that is? Yeah, I know. We're going trips right, post wheel, trips right, post wheel. You're staying. You're running a what? First off, you two switch. The opposite side will always be in the middle. You have a wheel, you have a dig at 10, okay, 10 yards and in, and you have the post.
While still making it complicated enough that the other opposing defensive coordinator can't just nick us the whole game. So on day one, we got straight to it, and we got all of the quick game down. We started getting a lot of the easy run zone scheme both ways. I tried to get kids integrated to learn. A lot of them didn't even know like what a hitch was, which was very frustrating. We got it all done. Day one, I started working with my quarterback even a little bit more just on footwork stuff, arm slot stuff, to try to get him to where he needs to be to keep moving in this offense. My offense is a very quick game focused offense. We run a lot of quick game. We run a lot of run action out of the quick game. My whole philosophy as an OC is you want to be able to run everything out of anything. So that way when a defense comes out and they're like, hey, this formation, we're going to go all out blitz, we can come out and immediately check out to something that will completely negate the blitz and we'll get an easy play out of. With that being said,
done everything for now, for day one. Overall, pretty good. Installed a lot of the offense. We're going to be back here 8:30 tomorrow morning. I'm sweating like hell. We were inside, didn't matter, super hot. Clemson, everything. We're rolling with the boys. Visor on. You know I'm the OC when I have a visor on. So that means we're establishing the run early. We do have 7-on-7 tomorrow, though, so that'll be a lot of pass stuff. But I'll try to capture as much as possible tomorrow. I'll check in then. Peace.
It was a quick, easy 1 hour practice. So I pretty much drove down 2 hours to be there for 6 hours to only practice for like 2 hours. A lot of fun. Nonetheless, it was cool to meet all the guys, and that was pretty much the conclusion of day one. Now, day two started very early. Day two was like, I got up at 5 a.m., was out the door by 6 a.m. We're headed back to Delaware. Yeah, to get rolling on day two. Today we have 7-on-7s, and we also have a morning practice. Yeah, it's going to be 4th of July, so happy 4th of July, people. It's a good day to have a day, gentlemen. It's a good day to have a day. It's gonna be the first fourth I'm spending not in South Carolina since I was like 8. So we're rolling. Hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Let's get after it. Now, this was where it was kind of my learning period with their learning period, because I realized again really fast as I did yesterday of like, I can't use my normal speech that I do with my kids, because again, it took months for me to teach these kids up, that a lot of these kids don't know what I'm talking about when I'm saying like orbit motion and stuff like that.
Okay, we just installed this, we went over it. If I go orbit to trips or orbit to double, okay, that means we're going to get to that formation. So our first formation would be if I go, we're gonna orbit the trips right, we come out in doubles, and we're gonna motion to trips. Does that make sense? And whatever our strong side is, so if it's trips right, it means our weak side's going. If it's trips left, we'll have K going. Make sense?
They're 15 years old, you know, so a lot of them don't know that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to coach them through it and teach them through it, but I don't have the time because I only have one practice and then we immediately go to 7-on-7. And then the next day's our game. So I don't really have the time to be over explaining these things. Whatever it is, I kind of was changing verbatims the entire time, or changing verbiage, excuse me, the entire time for these kids to really start learning and getting the grip of this thing. But they really started to get a hand of it on day two. We were able to install more. We were able to install more pass concepts. I was able to get some 12 personnel in there, 11 personnel, and we were starting to really work on driving down the field and kind of like more pieces coming together through the whole long run. Then we tried to like skelly some 7-on-7 stuff, which I absolutely hate. I'm not a fan of 7-on-7. I don't think it's a very beneficial thing for most kids because it teaches them kind of that every defender is going to drop back, play action isn't as important, whatnot. Because in real life, a lot of times you're going to have a play action, you're going to have some sort of motion scheme to pull a defender in, to pull a linebacker out of space, to try to create these open pockets that we just obviously didn't have when you're playing 7-on-7. Everyone just knows it's a pass. Nonetheless, we still got some more pass concepts. I was kind of just throwing shit off the dome because none of this had to be from the sideline. It always going to be me in the huddle with them, as you'll see in the 7-on-7. So I can kind of just call stuff as I'm going about it. I don't have to really rely too heavily on them knowing everything. So 7-on-7 was more of a teachable moment there than it was actually doing a lot of things. But I lost my mind on some of the stuff, just reads, how to run routes, And for some reason, my kids, when they run routes, like, don't like to keep their heads up. Like, they'll just look straight at where the defender's going. They won't look back to the ball at all.
Oh my God. I was gonna say, if that was regular season, he's on the bench the rest of the year. I didn't even give a. It actually pissed me off so much. I was like, you were right there.
Which was very frustrating. There's some things that, like, nuances in the game that I was trying to teach throughout, but nonetheless, we learned it, we kept it moving, and it was very nice to also have some of my guys that already know some of the plays. Overall, practice 1 went really well. It just was so unbelievably hot. It was like 8 a.m. It was unbelievably hot by 8 a.m. It was like 96 degrees at 8 a.m.
Because it's literally hot as hell outside. I'm probably going to be red as hell after today. It's super hot. We're done with the 7-on-7 portion. We're done with all of that. We're now heading to a coffee shop to get some work done. Again, 6 hours to wait. So I brought my computer this time. Heads up, fire play by me. Maybe I'll kind of work with the playbook a little bit while I'm in there. I don't know. I'm super sweaty, so I feel bad. I brought extra deodorant though, so don't worry. We'll be ready to roll. Outside that, we'll catch you.
I'm not kidding. And on the turf, it felt like it was like 110, to the point where my main problem this weekend was that my meta glasses were overheating. And I literally couldn't record because they would overheat, and I would have to put them in my pocket for like 10 minutes for them to actually cool down. Also, I apologize that a lot of these clips, almost 90% of these clips, you see my visor in it. But if I didn't have a hat or something on, my forehead and face would have been cooked to smithereens. So I apologize, but at the same time, we're now an offensive coordinator. We have the visor on. We have the playbook. We have to kind of ride. Nonetheless, practice went really well. We went on to the 7-on-7 next. The 7-on-7 was kind of daunting because they were coming out and like these, like, they said their coach had like a giant iPad and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, all right, maybe they'll be able to rip the ball.
Cleats on. Yo, they're just running mesh wheel the entire game.
Comes out and we immediately start slinging it. We immediately start moving the ball. That's exactly what we wanted. I created an opportunity where I was like, hey, let's get some one-on-one opportunities here because they didn't have the athletes we did on the outside.
Dragon, trips right, dragon. No, you don't fucking go. You have a corner backside. Run it. These kids don't know how to run flats. Hit them.
Yo, a flat, let me tell you guys something. Any running back, look at me. A flat is literally, you're running right out here. You're not working up the field at all. You're working right out here.
26 fade. It's abuse.
And again, on 7-on-7, it's all fake football anyway. It's mumbo jumbo bullshit half the time. So I'm just like, let's get our kids opportunities. Let's get them some clips. Let's do some fun stuff. And we were able to move the ball. The main thing I wanted to take away from the 7-on-7 was, how does my QB process, right? If we have 4 seconds on the clock, you know you have 4 seconds. How do you process things? Like, how do you go through your progressions? Because I don't really know this kid that well. His name's Miles. I don't really know him that well. And Miles was someone that came on to be like, hey, this is this big quarterback we have. He's supposed to be really good. And immediately when I saw him, I was like, all right, we have some fundamental footwork problems. We have some arm slot problems, but those are things we can work with. How is he processing? He actually was a pretty good processor from the few things we worked on in 7-on-7s, especially. I'm just trying to read the field because in practice, like, everyone's open anyway. We're not practicing with the defense on the other side. So a lot of it's kind of like already there. So it's nice to see it in the 7-on-7. And I think he did a really good job. And obviously we had some kids make some crazy plays, some crazy catches, as you'll see. But a lot of them balled out. Myron coached a good defense on the opposite side. And we end up absolutely smoking them in the 7-on-7. It made it so it looked like we were going to destroy them in the regular game. Now we get to the regular game.
So now we're at day 3. I'm actually on the field right now before the game starts, as you can see. A lot going on around me. I forgot to record at the end of yesterday. I was super sweaty, super hot, as you could probably see on the camera. But today is game day. So this is like full live or full patch. We're ready to roll. I'm excited to actually whip out the play calls that like will be fun. One of the plays I have for you guys that you'll hear it is like, it's like X flip, Z shuffle, 35 flood. There's something else. Oh, A swing left, Z, A swing left, X flip, Z shuffle, 35 flood. And that's a lot. But if you know ball, it's quite simple. C gap insert play. Super excited to run it. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited for the game. Hopefully it ends up being good, man. We're ready to roll.
And it is actually mind-boggling the rules are set up. So there's 7-minute quarters. Normally quarters for 15-year-olds are at least 10 minutes, sometimes 12 minutes, right? The quarters were 7 minutes, and it was a running clock unless it was like 2 minutes left in the half. one of the most aggravating things of all time from an offensive perspective. Honestly, a lot of people didn't care. It was super hot, whatever, you want to get out of the sun. I get that, but when I'm trying to win a ball game and I'm trying to like actually make plays, and the only way I can stop the clock are timeouts, and within 2 minutes, and my quarterback throws an incomplete pass, and I have to go NASCAR to hurry our offense up, it makes it so aggravating, and it really doesn't help the kids with water breaks and everything at all.
We got running clock. Yo, line up, line up, line up. It's a running clock. NASCAR, 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 NASCAR. Hedge two, hedge two. Time. What's the time? Not timeout, not timeout. What's the time? 2:05. 2:05. All right, we got time.
Like, it's supposed to be like, oh, the game's going to go faster. It's going to be easier. No, it's just going to be, we're going to score less points. We're going to get less opportunities. In the first half, we had one singular drive, or actually we had one like a quarter drive. So we got the ball with like 20 seconds left to end the half. We got one real drive. In the second half, we got like 2 real drives. That's the most aggravating thing when you're trying to have a developmental camp. I get it's also to show off and all this sort of stuff, the prospect camp and everything. But if you want to really show off your kids, you kind of have to have that full game to where I can run clock, I can do this, I can do that, I can manipulate this, and we have multiple drives. It also made me feel bad because some kids didn't really get in the game that much simply because of the running clock. And I was like, I still want to win this ball game. I'm a competitive dude. We're going to win this game. And we wanted the best kids in to get also those reps and to get those moving forward pieces for their, you know, going to high school and everything. They want to get recruited. They want to get looked at. So I want to get them on film, obviously. And some of the 7th graders can just come back next year. But nonetheless, we had multiple opportunities to where in the first half, as you'll see, drop pass, fumble.
Catch the fucking ball! How do we have 3 drops?
We had 3 drop passes, 1 fumble just in the first half. I was not happy. There was one point in time, Joe might have the audio to it, but I don't have the video because my meta glasses were overheating, which is why I apologize. A lot of the footage was like messed up because I had to just keep taking them in my pocket, putting them back because it was so damn hot outside. And as you see, I was grabbing ice for a lot of the game. But nonetheless, I'm not exaggerating when I cursed a 15-year-old out. Not cursed him out, but I literally lost my mind. Like, you know, the Nick Saban clip?
Run the route again! Damn it! It's cut! You don't have anybody to flat! And I'm gonna tell you what.
Yo, hey, Texas! Texas! There's no one here!
Yo, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
It's a fucking hitch! We've run it 10 times! There's no one here! You don't even have a corner!
But legitimately, they didn't have a corner on the right side of the field. So I immediately checked Texas. What Texas is you have a hitch or you have a go depending on where the corner lines up. Obviously, there's no corner, and there's a too high safety over top. Run the hitch and take a free 10 yards. That's all you have to do. Quarterback and me were on the same page. I was yelling it from the sideline. We snapped the ball. My wide receiver has no idea what he's doing. You've seen it in the clips. We go for Texas all the time. That was like the first thing I installed was Texas. All you do is hitch or goes depending on where the corner lines up. You and your quarterback get on the same page. If he's 7 yards off, you're running a what? A hitch. If he's pressing you at the line, what are you running? A go. It's one of the most unguardable things in football, right? You just play to the leverage you have. He literally just ran kind of like straight, hitched up in like a 7-yard range by like just turning his shoulder, but didn't even really look for the ball. My quarterback launched it to where he was going to be if he ran a hitch. We had a free first down, and we just didn't take it. One of the more aggravating things of all time. Stuff like that happened all throughout the games, mental errors, but that's also kind of what comes with only being able to practice realistically one full day before, you know, a full game. Nonetheless, we were able to drive down the field. My quarterback made some great plays, some great throws. We had one throw to the deep corner of the end zone. I wasn't able to capture actually either of our touchdowns because both of the times my meta glasses were overheating. It was a ton of fun to be at this event. It was something really cool to do, and I think coaching is something that I have a ton of fun in. And I know, yes, last week on the Q&A, it was like, what would be something you'd do if you weren't doing this? And I think coaching would be something of that. And I hope if you guys want to get into coaching, this is kind of like something you're seeing now of like firsthand of what it is. I had a few fun plays in there. My one play that I do really like as a concept, but it just was a little bit probably too advanced for some of the kids. We still ran it. It just didn't look as pretty as I would have liked to. It made sense at the time. Our running back ends up fumbling, but nonetheless, was like some fun plays like that I had installed. But those are more like in season. You have like a week to really rep it, and get good with it. But I tried to be a little cute there. Didn't work. And then we just stayed pretty simple for the rest of the game. Bubble screens, all that sort of stuff. I'm not much of a defensive guru anymore as I think I once was. Now I'm kind of just been so offensive coded to where those are the sort of things I love to look at. And a lot of my content kind of reflects that on my main channel where I just watch film on offensive players. A lot of fun to go out and do this event. I would definitely do it again. I don't know if I would go all the way to Delaware again, but I would do something like this again. I'm definitely going to end up probably coaching this off season again. Try to have some fun with that, or not off season, excuse me, this season for them, and have some fun with that again. That was a lot of fun. So hoping to do something like that. If you enjoy this style of content, I hope you like, subscribe, all that sort of fun shit down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this sort of style of content of us kind of doing more single person videos on the vlogs channel. I like to kind of experiment with that. So make sure to let us know the feedback down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.